Peanut Butter and Jelly by Jacob Hoff. I was in 5th grade at a Milburn school, and my friend had dared me to yell something out. It was loud enough that Jill St. Bernard School, all the way in Peapack, could hear me. Nobody responded, though. I was around a group of friends at the time when they thought it was pretty funny. It's a dumb way to make friends, but it worked. Bonding over ridiculousness was key at my old school. Peanut Butter and Cupcake is a good story because it also has funny and embarrassing moments, and it also dives into the world of friendship and how to make friends. The story starts off with Peanut Butter trying to find a friend at the park and sees all these other different foods with friends playing. But on the other side of the park, a nestle surprise, Jelly was also alone. These two may not be the best common to some people, but in this book they become the perfect pair of friends. This book fits into the broader world by showing the commitments of friendship, inclusivity, and kindness. These are important stages of life children need to learn to have relationships and be a good human. So, what makes this book good? Well, you need characterization, a good plot, humorous characters, and Peanut Butter and Cupcake has it all. All books are good, according to humans. Everyone is unique, like books. Everyone has certain opinions and different likings. But in the end, a good book really depends on the person. The first thing I would like to mention is friendship. Some examples of friendship in the story are when Peanut Butter tries to make friends by saying, "Hello, I'm new here and I like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, or even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly, and we'll go together like peanut butter and hamburger." So hamburger is the food he's talking to, so whichever food he's talking to, that's he uses. So peanut butter and cupcake, peanut butter and french fries, peanut butter and meatball, like that. This shows how Peanut Butter made his friends. I believe that the other foods weren't nice, especially meatball, when he rudely said to stop whatever Peanut Butter was doing because he was distracting Meatball. This is because all the foods were busy and didn't want to sound too harsh when denying the opportunity. This leads me to my next idea: don't judge a book by its cover. Many of the foods turn down Peanut Butter without him not even introducing himself. Do not judge a book by its cover because it's never okay to judge people when you haven't even met them yet. This shows because on pages 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16, all the foods are turning Peanut Butter down. An example of this is, "Now right now," said French Fries, "I just remembered, I'm supposed to go help Hamburger with his hot dogs, and I need to catch up." Another example of this is when he approaches soup, and the spoon had 2 soup letters that spell out no. Peanut Butter says, "You didn't even know what I was going to say." Soup still said no. This book echoed on my life by teaching me how to include people and promote kindness in my life. This book taught me about knowing that everyone has different personalities and not everyone will accept you. When you were younger, you looked at books differently, and it can affect you. The second thing I would like to say is the amount of inclusivity in this book. This book has a slide of inclusiveness. In the beginning of this book, nobody is accepting Peanut Butter to the community. An example of this is, "I'm building sprinkle castles," said Cupcake. "You could stay and watch, but don't hit my castle or I'll be mad," said Peanut Butter. He didn't want to make anyone mad. "That's okay," Peanut Butter said, and kept walking. But towards the end of the story, the foods start to include him, and he makes a friend or two. This shows because on page 20 and 22, Peanut Butter meets Jelly, and they become friends. They teach each other how to kick and balance a ball on their heads, and invite all the other foods to play a soccer game with them. And in the end, all the foods become friends. I believe that inclusivity is important because no matter how a person looks, you cannot discriminate or disqualify them from anything you partake in. Why should this book be in your and my hands right now or soon? This book promotes everything you could imagine, with one example at least: humor, emotions, inclusivity, anything you want to focus on. And this brings me to my third and final point. This book shows kindness because when Jelly accepts Peanut Butter into the community, because Jelly likes Peanut Butter's personality and Jelly likes Peanut Butter as himself, this shows that the characters are kind and respectful in this story. In the end, everyone becomes friends and all the being mean and aggravation in the community is cut short and everyone has a great time together. Thank you.